and welcome back to Let's Play Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga 2. We are at the end, ready for the final boss. Here is the party I will be using for this boss. Cielo, more or less how he was in Meganada. The only swap I made, or notable one, is I switched out life bonus for Dekunda. Very important that we have this set for the strategy I'm going to be using. Otherwise, he's set up for healing, he's set up for casting charge, and it's very important that he's able to nullify ailments in this fight, for reasons that we will get into soon enough. Heat is actually going to be the centerpiece of our offense for this fight. With Power Charge and Divine Light, if he hits twice with that, it's going to do some pretty mean damage. Honestly, the only thing else on his skills that really matters is Ice Resist, and I guess Life Gain is okay. I put Resolution. I haven't really used that skill before. It allegedly increases your damage as your HP gets lower, but I've never really noticed how much it does so. But hey, it can't hurt since we're going to be throwing out a lot of high-cost physical attacks. Seraph is just set up for multiple ailments with the most damage possible, and of course Mind Charge to combo up with, plain old Charge to boost all their stats. Definitely going to be using that a lot in this fight, for reasons. And just one more thing that I want to point out before we head into the final boss. The room before Meganada with the small terminal and the recovery terminal, hands down the best place in the game to level grind if you're looking to get stronger for the bonus bosses. This section of the 6th layer has an extremely high reinforcement rate and tends to have you running into a lot of strong enemies like Surts and Brongs and Thors. Plus, you can run to Narasimha a lot, and that's just a lot of experience and money to be yielded, so it's my preferred place to grind, since within a single encounter you can often get 5 different enemy formations and just around 8k experience and, 70k money on average. Pretty nice. You need a magic read for that to be really consistent, though. But here we are, the center of the sun, which, of course, you probably would have expected this. Looks like a lotus. Looks like Schrodinger has already come to meet us here. Sadly, there is not a large Karma terminal, so we cannot double back to Johnny and then quickly come back after we prepare. What a sad existence. A little. Alright, well, if you say so, but heading in here, the end of the game. Are you guys ready? Well, let's go. Ready, regardless if you're ready or not, we have to do what we can to try and save the world.
Is this God? Please! Return Earth to normal! I'll take responsibility. I know people make mistakes, and they probably always will. But they do their best. Please, you can't destroy humanity. You must fight me?
Yeah, you didn't think we were just gonna resolve this by whispering sweet nothings into God's ear, did you? It's time for the final boss fight against God Brahmin 1. That one probably clues you in. This is a multi-phase boss fight. Also, if you may notice, a little callback to Nocturne, the rotating pistons on Brahmin's form. Those are very similar to the terminals from Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne. Nice little callback there. So on this first turn, let's just do some setup work, get our charges running, and we'll want to throw up our power charges and mind charges. Don't want to rush into this. It's very important that you have your weaknesses covered before going into this fight, for reasons they'll become apparent very quickly. So, what can this first form do? Ooh, that is some intense fire magic. Trisagion, the strongest fire-type skill in the game. Light is an almighty-type physical skill. It does physical-based damage, but it bypasses physical resistance checks, so it can always hit. It's a lot like Ragnarok. As you can see, Brahmin does not mess around. Now, if you have the Divine Ring set, that can help a lot. I prefer to go with the Amala Ring on Heat to get his stats up a bit higher so that he hits harder and is more generally resistant. I do have the Skull Ring on Seraph because I didn't really have any plans to use the Dual Ring on this fight, and I do believe Brahmin has some Curse-type damage. There you go. See, that's some pretty good damage right there. If it hit twice, that would have been a huge chunk of Brahmin's HP right there. Now it's using Fire Magic, so this is why we want multiple elements on Seraph, just so on this first phase we're not Shanghaied, or any other phase we're not Shanghaied if we can't cover what kind of damage. Also, one thing to note about Light, it always hits. So yeah, it's another one of those moves that bypasses the accuracy check. And as you can see, the different forms of Brahmin will have access to a variety of different debuffs. Let's see, on this turn, I'm definitely going to want to get some healing in, so I will throw up another charge, just to get our stats up and also get our magic back up. Let's see, where is charge? There it is. We'll have Heat throw up his power charge, have Seraph pass. Then, actually, I'm not going to do any more attacking on this turn. Let's just get ourselves healed up. Let Brahmin continue their assault. If we get lucky, they'll eventually miss, and that'll burn through their turn faster. Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like they're pretty content to tank my magic, but that's something we can deal with. I'm hoping that Heat will contribute a lot more damage anyway. And yeah, at this point, not too threatening. Hopefully we can get a dodge here. Yes! Alright, let's charge up one more time just to rev up that... what is it? Divine Light. And this should deal some good damage here. Alright, now, at this point, Brahmin's going to transition into another phase, so let's get our charges set back up. And I mentioned that it's very important to have Dekunda. It's not because of the debuffs. It is also important that you have access to Deikuja in some form. I have plenty of Deikuja rocks, but if you don't, for whatever reason, you should have some at this point, though, then you'll definitely want to come into this fight with somebody having access to Deikuja in some form, whether it be through combo skills or through just having the single target version of the skill learned. As you can see, now Brahmin is using wind-based attacks. Gate of Hell, that can actually be pretty nasty if it stones anybody, but we didn't have to worry about that. Now that we've got most of our stats, save for magic, boosted up with charge, I'm just going to have Cielo focus on healing. And now that we've got that power charge from the previous turn in place, yeah, check that out. I'm actually not going to bank on, or rather... yeah, as you can see, the phase doesn't end immediately. It doesn't switch over until it becomes Brahmin's turn, so you want to be mindful of that, not waste your revved-up attacks on it. So going into this turn, we can have Seraph nail them with high-powered Xandine. And this is a good opportunity to see the highest strength elemental skills, because we're probably not going to see all of them throughout the course of my personal play. We might see a couple of them in the upcoming bonus boss fights, but... that is for later. I'm having pretty bad luck with dodges. There we go. That's the curse-type damage. Kind of wish they opened with that. Oh, well. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm definitely going to want to get that curse purged on Cielo. Kind of throwing my turn order out of whack, but that's no problem. Now, at this point, there is actually something pretty nasty that Brahmin can do. It's probably one of the worst attacks in the game, if I'm being completely honest. It's a good thing I threw that up. Hey, lucky. Alright, no need to have Cielo do anything here, so let's just go straight to Divine Light. Alright, that ends it right there, so let's pass again. We want to top Heat off. At this point in the fight, you definitely want to make sure that your stat or your HP are topped off, because we're probably going to see Brahmin's, let's just say, a tricky maneuver coming up that really, really throws a wrench in your battle strategy if you're using one similar to me. Also, I just gotta say, I love the visual effects in this fight, the way we just keep rotating and panning around the giant body, and it is really just like an ethereal being, and kind of almost incomprehensible. Hey! Now this is why you want null ailments. Each different form has different access to different types of ailments attacked. It is obviously very undesirable if Cielo gets tagged with one of those. Let's see. Let's throw out the disc stun there. I'm actually gonna stock my power charge for now. Let's hit him with Agidyne. And probably next turn we can move it over to the next phase. Ah, here it is, Eternal Zero. Watch this. All stats weaken, enemy stats improve. What does that mean? Is it like her using a debilitate and a charge? No. What that skill does is swaps your buffs and her debuffs. So now we have -3 for stats, and she has +3 for all stats. That is extremely nasty if you do not have some kind of check for it. Fortunately, we do. So we're gonna Dekunda to get rid of the debuffs, then throw out a Deikuja Rocks to get rid of her buffs. And unfortunately, this does, of course, set us back a little bit, but it's nothing we can't handle. The important thing is that we just have some kind of check for it. Now, we're back to neutral, and there is no threat if Eternal Zero gets used again. But yeah, if you do not have a way to cover for that, it is devastating. Oof. It's a good thing we got that purged, because here comes some power charge and mind charge attacks of their own. So yeah, this light doing pretty good damage. Now imagine if I hadn't been able to purge all those buffs and debuffs in one go. Not fun, not fun. Alright, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna throw up a charge. This will ensure that... actually... yeah, Heat's not gonna be able to go. That's okay though, we can take another turn of being hit. And unfortunately, yeah, sometimes you're just gonna have, you're gonna take big damage like that, and you're not gonna be able to get that Divine Light off. Divine Light takes a whopping 45% of your HP. Not fun. Ugh. Always nasty when light, Divine Light, or their light crits. Yeah, I'm always kind of lost on how to refer to that one. Okay, this will end their turn right here. Oof. Man, having terrible luck here. That's okay, though. Let's see, we'll just have, Heat get the disc or the stun off of them. And we'll just have Seraph throw out a normal old Agidyne here just to get some damage in and maybe advance the fight. Oh, I must have had a mind charge that I lost track of. This is good, though. This is good. Now, this is the part of the fight where you absolutely want to have, if not null ailment, at least null mute set. If you don't, you're not going to have a fun time here. Yeah, of course, one thing you can do to cheese this fight is just bring in a character who has one of every type of drain skill, and Brahmin almost certainly will use one type of elemental magic throughout their turn, so you can just throw up the drain skill and end their turn whenever they use it, and, you know, reap a lot of HP from their attacks. Alright, this is a good situation for us, so let's throw up a charge. We'll have Heat finally throw out that Divine Light that we revved up so long ago. Now this phase... Whoa! This phase has a lot more HP, but that might not help it at all. We might have just... Oh, no, no. I'm pretty sure this is the final phase. If you've killed it, then it will just end right here. And unfortunately, we have to eat one more Eternal Zero. But fortunately, it's not +3, -3 this time. That is annoying, but we can manage. That actually is pretty undesirable. Come on, don't hit Seraph. Alright, let's see. We'll transform here. We'll pass. We'll throw out the Deikuja Rock, get us back to neutral. Let's see, right there. And Dekunda, and that'll set us back, and... Now, how do I want to approach this turn? Honestly, I can probably just nail her with another Agidyne, and that'll end the fight. So yeah, Heat's just going to be sitting out for the... Oh, that's unfortunate. If she starts spamming light, that might cause us some problems. Thankfully, she decided to be dumb and start using Silent Howl, but yes, this is why you want Null Mute. Let's pass, and just throw out the Dismute at Seraph. See how much an Agidyne does for us here. Just kill it. Yes!
Understand now who God is, why the world exists. I am you. You are me. You are the world. The world is myself. What is truly important. How could we be so foolish? We ignored something so simple. It's one word. One word is all we ever needed.
I see you found the answer. Then we have served our purpose here. From here on, you and I will bear witness to many different realities. However, if we hold on to what we learned here, there's nothing to fear.
Can people change?
If they realize it. Don't worry, others will join us soon. One simple word can bind us together.
The sun! The sun's back to normal! Hurry up, Gale!
Hold on! Jenna, let's go!
Yes, our journey is just beginning. I pray that these children who share their names with you can find happiness.
Don't worry, Fred.
And that is the end of Shin Megami Tensei Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2, Saga concluded, ending on a uplifting, if somewhat esoteric note. Looks like at the end, Seraph finally found the answer, and managed to stave off God's wrath. And of course, Schrodinger turned out to be Seraph all along, time displacing themselves to guide our heroes along the way. Let's not consider the temporal implications of that. But yeah, Digital Devil Saga 2, all truth be told, I'm not really sure what to make of it in regards to my feelings on it in comparing it to the first game. Mechanically, I definitely feel it's a lot stronger. It's smoothed out some of the errors with not errors, but issues with the press turn system, namely with buffs being a little overpowering. They're not quite as ridiculous in this game, going up to only 3 times on both ends of the spectrum and not being as strong. On the other hand, this game definitely has very rushed pacing. I feel like there definitely could have been a couple more dungeons and maybe some more plot beats. What I've read, and my only source for this is TV tropes, so don't quote me on it, but apparently the lead scenario writer was hospitalized during the development of this game, and that kind of forced them to abandon some plot threads and sort of cobble together the plot as best as they could, working with them indirectly. So that might explain some of the weirder bits of this game and how rushed some of it is. And yeah, the weird progression did kind of make it hard to approach from Let's Play. I typically don't like grinding because I try to do things a bit more strategically and show how you can do things without just overpowering the enemies for sheer force, but if I tried to just puzzle my way out, it probably would have been fine up until like the power plant, where suddenly everything would have just been thrown all out of whack. I'd have been constantly behind, and of course, fights like the Angels would have been way too hard to beat. I would have had to grind for those anyway. But at the same time, mechanically, it's a very strong game, and it's got some more interesting boss fights than the previous game had, particularly because you've already beaten a previous game, and, you know, they don't need to start in tutorial mode once more. Lets them get a bit more creative with it from the get-go. Probably the only other complaint I have is that hard mode, unfortunately, introduces some, what can only be called fake difficulty, as if you get ambushed or first struck by enemies who can throw out multi-targeting physical attacks, they can just kill you before you get a chance to do anything. That was a bit less of an issue in Nocturne, even on hard mode, where you had better ways to prepare yourself in those preemptive strike situations, and yeah, it's just kind of annoying when that happens. Even in my personal files, where I tend to be ahead of the level curve, you know, I was grinding for the bonus boss and stuff, there are still plenty of encounters that give me trouble if they go first, which is just unbelievably annoying, and there's no guaranteed way to get around that except getting up to like level 90 or so. But I had fun putting this Let's Play together, going through the game, and completing it comprehensively. Now, obviously, this is not the final end of our journey. We've got a little bit more to do. We've got 4 more bonus bosses. 3 of them are tough but fair. The 4th one is just, it is obnoxious as all get out, and it makes me want to pull my hair out. But I did beat him off screen. I've got the video recorded for that, which I will post-commentate. The other bonus bosses, I'll just prepare the team off of this file and do those live. I've already got a separate save going where I'm training up my team for what I feel will be ideal. Team I'm going to use will likely be the same one as the one I used here, Cielo, Heat, Seraph. The order of operations will probably be a little bit different, although you can expect Cielo to be going first most of the time, since he gives us access to one-turn charges with the Synchro Ring. But yeah, Digital Devil Saga 2. I did not really get any views for this series while it was going live, but like all my Let's Plays, I'm hopeful it will find its audience one day, and probably not the absolute best video recording of this out there, but I feel it's comprehensive enough, and I like to think I injected my own little style into it, and I'm hoping I got the game through in a way that was easy to watch or easy to digest for everyone and give you a good idea of what the games are like. I am not sure what I'm going to do next for my next Let's Play series. I do have a couple ideas, though. The one that is leading for me will take a little bit more practice before I'm ready to record it, but it's a very nostalgic one for me, and it's one I've been thinking about for a long time. Let's just say it'll be going back to when I was a teenager. Speaking of teenager, this is going to become relevant later, but actually closing in on 11 years since I completed my Shin Megami Tensei 2 Let's Play. Boy, those days were long ago. Surprised I was able to complete a Let's Play of that game, but not the first game, which I started and abandoned numerous times. Oh, Tom Hewlett. I wonder if that's the guy who made the more recent Silent Hill games, or not made, but worked on them. I'm gonna have to look into that. I just noticed that. But yes, presented by Atlas. Shin Megami Tensei, Digital Devil Saga, or Digital Devil Saga Avatar Tuner, whichever you prefer. Shan-ti. But that is the end of our game. Now, as Final Fin, like the previous game, upon the end of the credits, we get a chance to, as soon as it comes up, save a new cycle data. I'm not going to do anything with this new cycle data, but heck, I'll save it in one of my dummy slots. This is one that I saved for playing the Cielo minigame, so we'll just put that right there. Just to have my timestamp there, 96 hours altogether on this file, between doing multiple playthroughs and throwing together this very Let's Play. Quite a bit of time sunk into this game, even though it's only like 20 to 25 hours when you play it on your own. Fun. But yes, that is all for this video. Next time, we've got some pretty tough bonus bosses, so get excited. I will see you then. Goodbye.